Hey guys, Dave here. Well, I was up back splitting up some wood. Believe it or not, winter's not over here yet, at least not in my neck of the woods. And I got to thinking I feel like some chicken, but I don't want to do a roasted chicken and all the stuffing. It takes too long. So I thought, what about a rustic ranch chicken with stuffing? Put it all in like a baking dish, put it in the oven with the stuffing and all that, and it is done. So we're going to give this a try. So let's get started. So the first thing are ingredients, and I've got 6 bone-in chicken thighs, some ranch powder, sour cream, some baby potatoes, and of course some box stuffing, some chicken broth, baby carrots, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, olive oil, and of course some butter. So the first thing I'm going to do here is throw some chicken or the chicken into a bowl. And I got about 6 pieces here. And believe it or not, this was on sale for like $8, which wasn't too bad. Season things up with a little bit of salt, maybe about a teaspoon, something like that. And of course, you know me, ground black pepper and quite a bit of that. Teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons. About a teaspoon and a half of the old smoked paprika. Make sure you get the smoke. That's about the best. A teaspoon or so of garlic powder. Gotta have my garlic. And of course, some Italian seasoning, another teaspoon. And last but not least, what I got here is a pouch of the ranch style powder dressing. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add about 3/4 of this in because I'm going to save some for the veggies. Then, of course, I'm just going to grab it up and mix everything together. Just kind of do a massage here until that chicken is completely coated with that seasoning. Now, guys, this is the seasoning I use. I mean, you can use whatever seasoning you like, but this is about perfect for me. Even the smell, it smells so good. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll just set this aside for a few minutes. Okay, next up, guys, we're going to make up our stuffing, and you might say, well, it's just box stuffing. Anybody knows how to make it up. I do something a little differently here, and I'm going to show you. And that little subtle difference makes all the difference in the world. Instead of adding water in, they call for 3/4 cup of water. I'm adding a cup of chicken broth. And they also say to add in 2 tablespoons of margarine. Now, I use unsalted butter. I find that makes a bit of a difference too. So we'll just go ahead and bring this to a boil and let that butter melt down. Now we got a bit of a boil going on here. I'm going to do the usual and just kill the heat. And we'll add in that stuffing mix. And this is the chicken mix, not the turkey. I don't really like the taste of the turkey, so we'll just give this a mix around here. Now, I added in a bit more broth. Like I say, guys, they call for 3/4 cup. I added in a cup and a quarter, because this is going in the oven for about 40 minutes, so I don't want it to get too dry. Now we're done here. I'm just going to slip a top on and we'll set this aside. Okie dokie. Next up on the old agenda here, I've got a 9x13 baking dish. And I'm just going to add a bit of oil to the bottom, just kind of brush this around so nothing sticks to it. Then I'm going to grab up those baby taters, and these are the multicolored ones, which will work out well, and kind of throw those in. Maybe I'll throw a bit more in. Next up, a few baby carrots. You can add regular carrots and just kind of slice them up if you like, but baby carrots are a lot more handy. Now I'm going to season them up with a little bit of salt and, of course, some ground black pepper. And you know what? I'm going to throw some garlic in there too. Like I say, you never can have enough garlic. A bit of Italian seasoning, a tablespoon or 2 of melted butter. And to make things really creamy, my friends, I'm going to throw in a tablespoon or 2, maybe 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Then I'm going to grab my spatula once again and just kind of stir everything together here. Now, nothing is written in stone here, guys. I mean, you can add extra veggies. You could add in some broccoli, heck, even a can of corn for that matter. This is just my choice to keep it simple. The sour cream is not a necessity, but I just find it makes it a little creamier. So, and even the seasoning, adjust the seasoning according to your taste. But I think this is going to be good right here. Next up, you probably guessed it. I'm going to take that stuffing and I'm going to put that stuffing over top of those veggies. Ooh, doggies. This is going to be good. And we just kind of spread this out so it completely covers, or just about covers, everything here. Now, you probably guessed it, we're going to take that chicken and we're going to lay it over top of that stuffing so it looks all nice and pretty in there. And just look at this, guys. I mean, it looks really impressive. Just fit in the dish perfect. Heck, I'm impressed myself. Now we are going into a 400-degree Fahrenheit preheated oven for about 50 minutes until that chicken cooks up nicely. Now, guys, here's the thing. What to do in 40 minutes while we're cooking the chicken? I got a story for you. Okay, we're outside now. There's some wind and a bit of snow on the ground. But the other weekend, I was having a birthday party. And we were all sitting in there having a good time, and all of a sudden, crack outside. And what had happened, a big old pine tree fell down, just about took out my fence, and it was hanging about 12 feet in the air, just about hit my truck. So that's what I was splitting up. So, of course, I dug out the old chainsaw, and that great big long tree that was laying over the fence now became this nice split up pile of pine. Now, this is going to burn really fast because obviously it was dead and dry and it is pine, but it'll still do us some cooking in the fire pit. So anyway, my friends, that's kind of the story. Let's go in and check on the chicken. After 50 minutes, guys, we are done it, and just look at this. Better than roasted chicken and stuffing. And what I'm going to do here is put a splash of lemon juice over the top here just for some zip and some pop of freshness. I think that's going to be so good. And of course, we're going to garnish this up with some greenage just to make it all look fancy like. Now, I'm using cilantro here, but, go ahead and use parsley, whatever you like. And there you have it, guys, our rustic ranch chicken and stuffing bake. Ever so good, so simple, and ever so delicious. Everybody is going to love this. Okay, guys, let's dig in here and see what we got. I'm just going to lift all this up here and take a check and see, but just look at. You got your stuffing and your potatoes and your veggies and your chicken, and that chicken is actually really crispy on top. Going to be so good. And I'm just going to throw this onto a wee plate here. Oh, wow. And maybe get a few more taters around the side and some stuffing, maybe a carrot or two. Those potatoes seem to be done fairly well, and that stuffing is still a little bit moist, so I think we are done it here, guys. Look at this. All right, let's give this a taste and see. That it hits you right away. The stuffing is so good, and that chicken it's moist, it's tender. And it is so good. That seasoning we put on it, ever so good. You are simply going to love this. It's a must make, so easy to make. And if you do make us up, leave us a comment because I love to read them. Give us a like because it helps the channel out. Most of all, subscribe. Why not? It's free. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I'm going to have more of this. It is so good. Okay.